Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another Gary's Mod map. Gary's Mod video. Today, we're only looking at forests today. That is all. Okay, goodbye. No, I'm just kidding. But I saw this on the Steam Workshop, and I was looking for some forest maps, and this came up. And I was like, hey. Hey. So there wasn't actually a skybox to this, so I decided to include the fog since you could see the world generating and stuff in the distance. I just thought, hey, I might as well add some fog to this. I made it a little gray so it looks like it might rain. I don't know, I just thought this would be kind of fun, you know. This is what it looks like without the fog. It's not too much of a difference. I mean, there is a skybox, but you can still see stuff generating in, and I don't really like that, but let's not fly up too high. I don't want to spoil myself for this adventure. But yeah, I just have the skybox for now, so hopefully that's not too bothering. For some, you know. But yeah, if you know me, I love the wilderness. I freaking love forests, especially. I've actually like hiked a little bit in forest and whatnot. Like I've went up a few mountains in my life, and I was like, I was really in the mood to do that, but I haven't had the chance to in real life, so I'm doing it in game, virtually. And here we are. I spawned over here a little bit. Very nice. So it's just forest. There's another version of this map that we are going to be checking out. I do not believe that it has any nav mesh at all. That's okay. I don't know if the night one does though. We'll see. I mean, look at this. Isn't this just so pretty? This is so damn cool, man. And it really does get this quiet sometimes in the forest when you don't hear birds. This actually really does remind me of a place I've been to quite a few times, you know? You sit down. I know there's a lot of grass, but you can still sit down. Just don't even worry about the bugs in grass, you know? You sit down, drink some water, enjoy the view, think about your life, all the mistakes you've made, and yeah. Very nice. So I don't know if there's actually anything to this map. Except it's just literal forest, you know. I don't know if there's any roads, any type of Easter eggs. But all I see is just forest. I like how the grass actually like becomes less the more hilly it gets. Like the more hills there is and stuff. That's actually just a cool detail. I don't know if they did that on purpose, but it makes a lot of sense. You can tell that the person who made this has definitely been out, you know. He's definitely touched grass, you know. But I love forest specifically like this. Oh man, I hate when the textures end up like this. Only a few grass textures though, it shouldn't be too much of a bother. It's really not that bad actually. It's just on the right side. It's because of a mod I have installed. I don't know which one it is. For all I know it could be this one, you know. Alright, let's get to the end here. Is there an invisible wall? There is. So what does it look like without this? Yeah, I think we should keep it off. It really makes it bright though, doesn't it? Oh, this is actually better looking. I think I want to take a freaking picture right here, actually. That's perfect, man. I love the skies. I guess it's too far to be able to see. Like, I did play this map for a second before I started recording just to see if there's any errors, you know? And I didn't really think there would be anything that I would see that would be spoiling anything for this map. Except the beauty to it, you know. And I just saw things that were still spawning in, but that isn't happening now, so... Yeah, we'll just have the sky. Look at how your eyes adjust to the lighting. You look directly at the sun. My eyes in real life actually had to adjust. You just smell the pine, you know? In a place like this. This is the day version. We're going to be playing another version of this map as well, too, in this same video, so stick around if you want to see it. We're going to be playing the night version of this. And maybe, you know, just maybe we'll have a little surprise during it. If it works. It might not. See how some of the stone here is exposed? If you guys were ever looking for mushrooms in real life, you know, I'm not talking about hallucinogenics, but just mushrooms, just to look at or whatever. I mean, if you are looking for hallucinogenics, I couldn't tell you which ones those are. I don't know mushrooms and their types, but I do know how they grow and where they grow. And in a place like over here, this would be perfect for them. Maybe not this here, not this little hills, but like somewhere around these 3 trees, you'd probably see a mushroom or something, you know? There's mushrooms that'll kill you too, so don't just be going out there and eating mushrooms. Right here would be a great spot for one to grow. But it's so interesting how in real life you could like see different types of plants in different like areas, you know. Some people don't know this, you know, so I'm just saying it might be obvious to some, but some people like have never had the chance to go out in the country, you know. And I feel bad for people who haven't, you know. They're stuck in a city or whatever. And I get that. I was stuck in a city for a long time too. But it's really interesting how the higher up you get, the less grass there is and the more rocky it gets, just like this sometimes. And you could actually see sometimes in real life, rocks will get kind of bleached by the sun because they've been there for hundreds of years and have not moved. And the sun just shines against it, you know? Oh man, this spot right here actually does remind me quite a bit of a place I've been. Like the top of this here. I'm gonna actually be visiting a place like this soon. Do you guys want to see footage of that? Like me visiting a place that looks like this? I would just be talking over it probably. Or whatever, but I wouldn't mind doing like a little exploration. Forest exploration in real life. I'm like the nature librarian, since people like to compare me a lot to him. Just because we play Gary's Mod. But I might, maybe I will. Maybe I'll do some like videos where I'm walking around in the forest. Forest like this, you know. I don't know. Might be kind of fun. It's just like Gary's Modded, but in real life. Man, whenever I'm like in a place like this in real life, I'm walking and the only thing I can hear really is like the sound of my footsteps. And the second you stop, it really does become quiet like this. Sometimes you'll hear birds, which make it even more peaceful. But your brain just kind of like is in a whole different place. You know? It's kind of funny because I hear birds outside right now. It's just really atmospheric. I wish that there's a mod. I'm sure there is a mod for like bird sounds. We could spawn in some birds. Let's spawn in some birds. Hey there, little fella. Be free. Okay, there's no nav mesh or whatever, so I don't think they can do that. That's okay though. That's okay. Ooh, look over here. See how it gets kind of less foresty over here? You can tell that that's the end of the map, of course, but when areas are like this a lot of the time in real life near forest, and then there's like not as tall as grass, that usually means that somebody had a controlled fire there. Like if there's been a lot of people around, of course. Sometimes they do that so animals can come through. I mean, obviously this is the end of the map, but that's a thing that people do because it makes it easier for elk and deer and whatever to come through. And it's just really cool when you find spots like that, you know, that are just completely open. But also when you're in spots like that, they're most likely like being watched by people too, you know. I've been to the Gila Wilderness, or at least close to it. I don't know if it was technically in it, but it was close at least. That's a really beautiful place. I've been in some places in North Dakota as well, and kind of close to Arizona, you know. Washington is nice, you know, when you're driving to Seattle. A lot of forest there. I recently went there. I think actually it was a year ago, but that was the first time I've ever seen forest and hills like that in my life. And you know, whether you believe in like global warming or not, you know, I still think it's very important to keep nature balanced with civilization, you know, because then we won't like see beautiful things, you know. I like the cities, don't get me wrong, but I also really like forest and stuff, you know, and people like chop down trees and don't replant them or whatever. Kind of sucks, you know. But there's still a lot of beautiful places in life, you know. I see a lot of people nowadays that believe that there's absolutely nothing on the earth anymore. You know, I've really seen this, you know. Going through YouTube or TikTok or whatever. TikTok is just awful for that kind of stuff. But people really believe that there's no more nature in the world, but there really is. And I do wish that there was more, of course. But I feel like nature, in a way, has kind of helped me, like, figure myself out. You know, spending time in nature or doing anything, really, you kind of learn things about yourself that you don't really think about, you know? And, I know not everybody can go to, you know, out in the nature or whatever, but it exists. You know what I mean? Like, it's a real thing. It's not just concrete out there. And roads and McDonald's, you know? There's this recent trend of people saying, like, mourning doves don't exist anymore or whatever, like they died out. You still hear them, you know. just not during this time of year. You'll start hearing them though. Some places they don't exist. Some they do. You know, there's still a lot of beauty in the world. And once you start to actually admire how beautiful the world is, life is just a whole different thing for you. When you are able to figure out how to block out negative thoughts, life changes, you know? I know I didn't mean to like talk about all this stuff playing this map, but it kind of comes to my mind when I'm like looking at stuff like this, because it kind of makes me nostalgic in a weird way. Like I don't know, it just kind of reminds me of walking out in places like this, you know? Like I said, there's still a lot of beauty in life. And even in the worst part of your life, there's still beauty, and nothing can take that away from you, you know? You can still go for walks every day if you're physically able to. You can still go outside, you know? Nothing will ever take that away from you, you know? Maybe you're not in nature, you know, like this, but you're still outside, and no matter where you are, you will always end up seeing something beautiful, you know? Whether you're, like, deep in the city, you'll see something beautiful or interesting, you know? That's super important. Some people don't understand that. Some people are, like, in their 40s, and they've been isolated from the world, and, never even thought about going outside, like, just to enjoy outside. And when you realize that you have that power over yourself to be able to do that, that's super important. You know what I mean? It's super important to be able to see beauty, because that's just something, in my opinion, that nobody can take away from you, no matter how shitty things in life get. And it helps you, you know, spending time doing literally nothing helps you kind of realize a lot of stuff about yourself. And I feel like everybody should have that opportunity to relax and even just go for a walk. But some people don't have that opportunity to do it, you know. So be grateful that you can do that. Go outside, man. Touch concrete. You know? Touch concrete, touch grass, wherever you are. You're still gonna see beautiful stuff. You're still gonna see really interesting shit, you know? Maybe it just sounds boring to you, but you gotta force yourself to do it, you know? I forced myself to do it a few times, but, and I was like, oh, I really don't want to do this, but I feel like I should. It feels weird talking about this while playing a game, like real life, but, I don't know. I just feel like people should know that. There's nothing wrong with taking things slow in life. There's nothing wrong with relaxing. There's nothing, you know. Nobody's going to tell you there's something wrong with enjoying life. And if they do, there's something wrong with them, you know. Growing up, I've always loved, like, being outside. Like, it's such an odd thing for a kid to want to be outside a lot of the time, you know. I mean, not always, but all the kids I grew up with, they hated going outside, you know. They just want to stay inside and play video games. But me, I actually found things peaceful at a very young age. Like, I found, you know, the smell of things nice. I love the look of things. I actually really started to enjoy art at a younger age. You know, not just what I wanted to wear or whatever. Like, I enjoyed stuff like this. And I think that's important to have, no matter how old you are, to be able to enjoy stuff like this. I mean, if you can like actually do this, and you have the time to do it, man. Nobody's gonna stop you from doing it. You don't even have to bring a friend with. Like, just do it on your own. But sorry, I kind of went on like a really long talk playing this, but I didn't know what else to talk about. But I think we're gonna switch to the next map, which is the night version of this. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my little TED talk. Alright, I'm not gonna lie, I tried spawning in the shadow figure and I wasn't gonna say anything, but it didn't work for this map either, so yeah. That's okay though. Oh, look at this. Should I use the lantern for this one? The amnesia lantern? I like that. I like it. So this is the night version of this map, and man, it's creepy. But it's pretty still, you know? It's dangerous, definitely. You know? Isn't this cool? Look how cloudy it is still. Got more cloudy at night, actually. Use a flashlight and a lantern at the same time. I haven't really walked around forest too many times at night because it's kind of dangerous where I've been, you know. But it's still beautiful to look outside or like just sit outside close to like where you live or whatever. Or sit somewhere safe. You can tell the sunset probably in that direction. Isn't it interesting how no matter how long humans have been alive on this earth and safe inside, we still have a fear of the dark and what could be in the dark? Really makes you wonder. What were things like a long time ago? You know, I feel like a lot of people have the fear of the dark, you know? For me though, I have like a phobia of it, not just a fear. Like I feel panicked. I get a serious sense of like anxiety, like you ever had like something touch you and you're just like, oh my god, that's gross. Like that's how I feel when I'm in the dark sometimes. It's very pretty though. I do have a huge fear of the dark though. And I have the fear of the ocean as well because I feel like those are kind of similar things, you know. I forgot what the phobia was called because there's so many names for the fear of the ocean and water and whatnot. They're all different now, but I have a fear of not being able to see something. And being in a place like this, yes, it is extremely beautiful, but I also feel very panicked sometimes. And I feel like in an odd way, having a light makes it almost worse in real life at times. Because it makes you want to check everywhere all the time with like a flashlight, you know? Whereas if you don't have a light, your eyes adjust a little bit and you can see. This makes me just want to like, kind of wish that there's like a little log cabin here. Or something. You can tell water probably fills up over here when it rains really heavily. I don't know if this is based off of like some guy's like memory of something, you know, like the original map creator, or what. Because it looks very realistic for a forest, and I imagine they've probably been out in the forest quite a bit. People who genuinely hate being in nature, and that's just something I never understood, you know. But hey, I'm not judging. I hate bugs sometimes too, but you know. Where I live though, there's like so many cicadas. So during the day, they get very loud out in the forest around where I live. And during night, they kind of quiet down a little bit. But my grandpa, he owns like property and land. They worked really hard for, and there's these cicadas everywhere, and I hate these things, man. It actually hurts my ears because there's so many. Like, it's not just like ones in a tree or whatever. It's miles and miles of forest of cicadas being really loud. You bump into like one thing of grass, one will come flying out and screaming. Like, cicadas are very peaceful sounding, but not when they literally keep you up at night. And I completely get why people don't like nature sometimes. But for me, that, you know, that doesn't stop me from enjoying it. They're just so giant, you know. It's so funny, my friend Chris has a huge fear of bugs, but I think only when they fly, literally. And to be honest, that is kind of gross, you know? Especially when they just fly straight at you. Why do you think so many people are, like, just grossed out by bugs? Like, I get it, sometimes they're kind of gross, but they don't really do anything. You think it's like a fear that's just kind of evolved over time? Like, we didn't know what bugs really were or whatever. We didn't know what they're capable of. Some of them could be venomous. I don't know. It's like the whole fear of the dark thing I was talking about, how humans have always had the fear of the dark for, you know, basic survival, I'm sure. I don't know how many humans back in the day really gave a shit if it was, like, dark out. You know what I mean? I'm sure that some of them found it beautiful, of course, but at the same time, I think most of them were worried about surviving. Is that like an X? Huh. Interesting. I like how some of these trees are actually buried deeper than a lot of others. It's kind of cool. So they can make the trees look different and whatnot. I'm running. Oh Lord, he running. I do like this flashlight, but I also don't at the same time. This is such a cool map. I didn't even have to play it for this long, but honestly, I just kind of got into talking to you guys and about random stuff. And this night map is very cool. Really, though, it's like the sun just set and like maybe the moon is super bright. Like you can tell the moon is probably somewhere around here, you know, behind some clouds. But the sun is hitting it, so it's bright. You know, sometimes you do have bright nights out in the middle of nowhere. It's very cool when you can see, but it's still dark. You know, or else it just gets super dark. You know, and you can't see nothing. But I just landed in a tree. Interesting how there's still like a few bushes around, but not too many. Like I felt like that was kind of realistic for a forest like this. You know. I got the hiccups. Sorry. This place just makes you want to like build a log cabin. I wish I had like a Minecraft building mod. So I could build a Minecraft log cabin in this map or something. But honestly though, peaceful map. Very peaceful. I kind of wish that there's like sounds of birds or whatever, but at the same time the quietness was very nice. Look at how the light is just coming through here. That is so nice. That just gives me a feeling that I absolutely love. Like the light from the sunset is still hitting over here. So peaceful, man. Beautiful. Beautiful, man. Amazing map, you know. Definitely up there with a lot of my other favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed this though. I felt like I talked for a little too long, but I don't really care, honestly. Um I hope you guys enjoyed this though. Because I had a lot of fun. And I hope you guys did too. Thank you guys so much for everything and all the support. I don't really know what to say. Except thank you. I will see you all in the next one though. If you like the map, go support the original map creator. They worked hard on it. I'm just simply playing these maps and talking about random stuff and admiring them. So if you like the video, go like the map. You know, that's important. Go give them a Steam award if you got a Steam account. Go leave a nice comment. Whatever. Both maps should be in the description down below. If they aren't, I don't know what to tell you. Just remind me. I'm pretty sure they will be though. But yeah. This is such an amazing map. Amazing. I loved both of these. They're both like unique in their own way. I just kind of wish you could hear birds, man. I want to hear birds and wind. Sorry, but anyways, I'm gonna end this one here. I'm never good at outros, so yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'm out. Peace out, be safe, and goodbye.